So welcome to this third week of your course called The English Way. And in this 12-part course, as I told you, not only will you have 12 videos to refer to, you'll have 12 audios where you can hear everything and 12 little workbooks where you can see in text form everything that you've learned. And please use these, because you could actually decide to zip through the course in a lot less time than 12 weeks. But that probably won't serve you really well. Remember that practice is everything. When I give you an exercise, when I give you a particular sound, you need to do it over and over and over. And when you are at home, after we've finished this number 3 in the course, you need to practice, practice, practice. And when it comes to projection, to articulation, to getting these sounds exactly right and getting enough breath in to push them out to the listener, whoever they are, wherever they are, what is important is stand up. Do your exercises standing up, and preferably with a big long mirror in front of you, or at least a mirror that shows the whole of your face and part of your body, so that you can tell that you really are doing them right. Let's get on with articulation. But first of all, I've got a question for you. Do you sing? I sing. I was a singer for years. I still sing quite a lot around my house. You'll hear me singing away when I'm happy, because most people sing when they're happy. And if you sing, it tends to make you happy, because it's very difficult to sing if you're unhappy. So, do you sing when you're happy? And are you a happy person? Because it's really, really worth being a happy person. Being unhappy is not absolutely necessary. There's always something around that could make you feel a bit happier and burst into song. And here you see the Royal Opera House in Covent Garden in London. And the Royal Opera House in London is very famous. It is where you can see some of the greatest opera singers in the world singing some of the greatest operas. Listen, that's a tenor singing Che gelida manina, which in English is Your Tiny Hand is Frozen. And it's the most famous aria from the most famous opera, Puccini's La Bohème. Now, we also, in our opera houses, sing in English, as well as in Italian or German or whatever language the opera was written in. So let me just take a minute and just sing you those first few bars. Your tiny hand is frozen, let me warm it into life. Now, can you hear the wonderful sounds in there? Your tiny, T-R, tiny, your tiny. There's an R sound. It's written T-I-N-Y, but it's sung tiny. There's a hint of an R. Your tiny hand, hand, hand. It's got almost an A sound. Is, that's an E sound. Is frozen. There's an O sound. Let me warm it, warm it. That's almost an R sound. Warm it into O sound. Life, and life again is an R sound. So listen to me sing it again and watch how these sounds come up. Your tiny hand is frozen, let me warm it into life. Amazing, isn't it? There you are, you see. Now, I want you to sing. I'm not going to ask you to sing an aria from opera. I'm just going to ask you to sing some very straightforward sounds. Quite often people come to work with me and they say they can't sing. And I promise you that usually 9 times out of 10, when we've been working for 5 minutes together, I get them singing, and they're singing beautifully. So I'm going to take you through sounds that are English that you sing in an English way. And believe me, it's very simple. But first of all, there is an exercise that I use when I'm singing, and many singers use this. We're going to hum. Can you hum? Humming is just singing with the lips closed. And when you do it, if you keep the lips lightly closed, very lightly closed, they vibrate and it tickles. Oh gosh, it does tickle, doesn't it? Okay, try it. Take in a good big breath. Remember the big breaths. In we go. Any note, doesn't have to be my note, just a note that's comfortable. Got it? Oh gosh, it really does tickle, doesn't it? Okay, now you've got that. Now, what I want you to do, take a good breath in, start to hum, and then open up on the R sound. The R, which was the first sound we learned of the 5 primary sounds. And it goes like this. Ma. And make sure that when you open up, that the tongue is flat, the mouth is wide open in the proper R fashion. Once more, we're going to do it. Breath in. Ma. So you're actually singing, what you're singing is ma. Ma. Like that. Ma. All right? Now, let's take the next primary sound. What was the next sound? R, A. Yes, A. Remember how A looked? A, back of the tongue rising slightly, and the mouth not quite so open as it is with R. And now we're going to hum, and we're going to open into A. Breath in. May. Did you get that? May. Got it? Good. Now, give me that R again. Humming R. Ma. Good. Now, the humming A. May. Very good. What was the third sound? The third of the primary sounds. Do you remember it? It's E. Good. And E is much more closed. Back of the tongue has risen more, and the lips are open, but the teeth are not quite closed. Just get your little finger in, remember that? And we're going to do this with a wide breath and a hum opening into E, like me. Can you do that? Okay, I'm going to count 3. 1, 2, 3, and we'll do it together. And me. And see how much air you can get in and how you can control it coming out. Me. Because what I want you to do is to actually sustain it as long as you can. And then we've got O. So humming into O. Mo. Got it? Let me hear it. Good. And lastly, that little sound that you can just get your little finger in here. Ooh, flat tongue, but ooh, tiny aperture. And big breath in. Moo. Well done. R-A-E-O-U. Now, let's do that with all of them. So we go ma, may, me, mo, moo. Going to keep it short this time because we want to go through each of them. Ma, may, me, mo, moo. Make sure you get the at the beginning. Let me hear it again. And ma, may. Breathe each time. Go on. Very good. So ma, breath, may, breath, me, breath, mo, breath, moo. Very good. Now I tell you what we'll do. We'll put a different something in front of the sound. And we've done ma, may, me, mo, moo. Now we're going to do na, ne, ni, no, nu. Don't let it shoot up too much into the nose. Na, ne, ni, no, nu. And here we go with na. Come on, again. Na, na. What happens with na? The tongue drops down and forms the R. Na, na, like that. Okay. And na. Good. Ne. Good. Ni. Good. No. Good. Nu. So now you can do na, ne, ni, no, nu, without even singing it. Now, let's go back one and let's use the R and just speak it. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. Yeah? And na, ne, ni, no, nu. Yep. Good. Now, what's the next sound? We've done m and n. Here's another important sound. L. La 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 la. Can you get your tongue working? For the sound L, the tongue has to drop. La, le, li, lo, lu. You see, I'm keeping the articulation and I'm keeping the breath going, but I'm also getting the tongue to drop. So we get la, le, li, lo, lu. Do that for me, with me. And la, le, li, lo, lu. Now, can you do that all in one breath? La, le, li, lo, lu. Very good. You can do it, can't you? Let's go back and do ma, me, mi, mo, mu, all in one breath. And ma, me, mi, mo, mu. Did you get through in one breath? You can if you get a big enough breath. Come on. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. You don't have to shout it. You don't have to be loud. You just have to get through it. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. And then, na, ne, ni, no, nu. Here we go. Na, ne, ni, no, nu. Very good. And lastly, la, le, li, lo, lu. Here we go. La, le, li, lo, lu. Now, what this is doing is helping you to have good breath control, but helping you to have articulation. Articulation. So here we go. We go ma, me, mi, mo, mu, breath. Na, ne, ni, no, nu, breath. La, le, li, lo, lu. Do you see what's happening? All this is working. In fact, all this is working probably more than it's ever worked before in your whole life. Here we go again. With me, the first one. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu. Breath, the next one. Na, ne, ni, no, nu. Breath, the next one. La, le, li, lo, lu. Well done. Very good. So instead of ma, me, mi, mo, mu, na, ne, ni, no, nu, la, le, li, lo, lu, we get ma, na, la, me, ne, le, mi, ni, li, mo, no, lo, mu, nu, lu. Try it with me. And breath. Ma, na, la, breath. Me, ne, le, breath. Mi, ni, li, breath. Mo, no, lo, breath. Mu, nu, lu. Did you manage it? You got to keep doing it until you really get it, because this is so good to get your mouth going with English type sounds in an English type way. And eventually, by the end of this course, you'll be going ma, me, mi, mo, mo, na, na, ni, no, no, na, na, ni, no, no, and you'll be going ma, na, la, me, na, le, mi, na, li, mo, no, lo, mo, no, lu. You'll be able to do that, and all this will be working, and working in a wonderful English way. So, articulation. Now, for your third assignment at the end of this third week, I want you to practice standing up if possible, with a mirror if possible, and I want you to be getting to the point where you can do ma, na, la, me, ne, le, mi, ni, li, mo, no, lo, mu, nu, lu, and ma, me, mi, mo, mu, na, ne, ni, no, nu, la, le, li, lo, lu. I want you to get to that point, and it's practice, practice, practice. And if you want to get a really great English voice, you got to do the practice. So off you go now and practice, and I'll see you next week for the next video in our 12-part course.